What's up guys, in this video I'm going to give you a quick overview of my Apify lead scraping template. I'll show you how it pulls in leads from Google Maps and then runs everything through make.com, you can see right here, and then it stores all of the information from Apify, all that data that's scraped from Google Maps essentially. We're going to store it in Airtable. That way we can actually work with the information that we scraped. Let's dive in a little bit more. So in Apify, we're using this Google Maps scraper right here. This Apify scraper lets us scrape Google Maps data for businesses in a specific niche. By the way, if you guys like saving money, I do. I have a coupon for you that will save you 30% off on all plans. You can find that down below. Make.com will handle all of the backend automations for us. So this is a part 1 automation, and then I have a part 2 automation that actually runs through the Apify actors and then adds the leads into our Airtable database. All I have to do is fill out this really quick form. In the beginning, it's 4 fields. It's state, country, search term, and then the maximum lead enrichment records. This is a number that lets me scrape additional contacts for each business. In the end, it's going to populate my Airtable base with the business name, their status as new. It helps me stay nice and organize this status column so I can move it into first attempt, no response, or responded, follow-up needed, all these different statuses, and all of the information that was scraped, their business number, their additional phone numbers, their contact names, if any were available, emails, website, business hours, industry, other categories and services, Google Maps search rank, their Google reviews score, their Google reviews count, their social media pages, if any are available, their street address. It's a lot of information that we're able to scrape using this actor in Apify. I got about 1,500 scraped leads and it cost me anywhere from about $12 or $13 to $15. So you can do the math on that. It's pretty cheap. Let's do a real-time run through with you guys. So state, we're gonna say Utah. That's where I'm located, USA by default. Cool thing is I built out the bones for this template. You guys can take it and modify it to meet your needs. Let's say you're in Canada or you're in Australia. You can just modify some of the things in Airtable and the setup for the backend automations to meet your specific needs. It's really easy. If you guys want the full breakdown tutorial video, that's over in the pro community. You can just hit up the classroom right here, go to template library, and you'll find it right here underneath lead scraping. It's an hour-and-a-half long. Again, I'm building it out from scratch to a finished product. It's very, very helpful. All right, quick run through Utah, USA. I'm gonna search for plumbing businesses. And then this number that you set right here, by default, it's 5. You can set this to 10, you can set it to 3, whatever you want. This ultimately will, if there's additional contacts that can be scraped to enrich each record, then it will do so and it'll give you all of their contact details like phone number, email, social profiles, all that stuff. So I'm gonna leave it at 5 and hit submit. And then we can go to our campaigns table back in Airtable. So we can see campaign request. We have a new campaign ID of C8. All the fields that we filled out in the form populate right here. Now, all I have to do is say add to queue. So when I add this to the queue, it's gonna run a backend automation in Airtable and it's going to kick off this part 1 automation inside of make.com. When it fires off, it's gonna send all of that data over. And what's happening with these modules right here is we're basically taking, okay, we have the state of Utah, we have the country, USA, we have the search term, which is plumbing. Now what these guys are doing is it's breaking down the state of Utah, it's breaking that down by county. So it's saying, hey, the very first OpenAI module is saying, hey, I want you to look in the state of Utah, give me all of the counties. Cool, that runs, it does its thing. Then after that, it's gonna pass that data over to this guy to research the estimates for plumbers per county. So in the state of Utah, there's 29 different counties. So it's basically going to get a high end and a low end of businesses. These are estimates. So a high end estimate of plumbers in Cache County, Utah, and then a low end estimate of plumbers in Cache County, Utah. And then it's gonna go all the way through each one of those counties because remember, the state that I filled out is Utah. And then this guy right here is taking all of the unstructured data and formatting it into a structured JSON schema so that we can map in all of the data into this field, into this table called the scrape queue. So you can see I have some old ones right here, but the new ones that were added start off right here. So plumbing, Beaver County. So if we scroll over a bit for plumbing in Beaver County, there's a low count and a high count. These are just estimates. For plumbing businesses in Box Elder County, low count is 15, high count is 30. Cache County is 25, high count is 45, and it just goes all the way down through every single county in the state of Utah. So you can see the biggest one is probably going to be Salt Lake County. So plumbing, Salt Lake County, low end, high end, right? All the way down through the last county in Utah. Now, what I do from here as the user, right? The whole goal is to stay within Airtable. I don't have to open up make.com. I don't have to open up Apify. I'm just staying within my single base of Airtable to scrape leads all day long. All I have to do, this is set by default, the max crawled places per search. If I want it to take the high count estimate, then we're good to go. If I want it to take the low count estimate, I can just switch it to the low count, and then that number will be used in the second part automation. So let's just leave it as high count. Let's say plumbing, Cache County, Utah. All I have to do is say run Apify actor, and then boom, it's gonna fire that data, all of this data, this whole record over to our part 2 scenario in make.com. So you'll see this kick on any moment now. And now we are currently running that Google Maps actor inside of Apify. So this guy is currently being executed right now as we speak. Once that's all done, this can take anywhere from maybe 30 seconds to several minutes, depending on what your high count is. How many records are you wanting it to scrape? How many results do you want? And then after that, we're gonna get the data from that. Right here, we're gonna get the data from that specific execution from that run. And then it's gonna pass through all of this logic and ultimately populate our leads table inside of Apify, which is this guy right here. And it's just gonna add 1 row per record. You can see the cool thing is I can stay within Airtable. I don't have to open up make.com. I don't have to open up Apify. I can just stay in Airtable and see the actions column is changed to in progress. So that puts me, the user, at ease knowing that, okay, something's being done on the background. I'm gonna wait a bit. And then ultimately when it's finished, it's gonna change to the done status right here. And it's gonna disappear from this view and show up in the done view right here. It's pretty easy stuff. And once this is all done running, we can see this is where we left off in our leads table at record 113. So you can see we're gonna have some more leads here in just a bit. And these branches that you're seeing down here, maybe you notice them in the part 1 scenario as well. These guys are error handler branches. Adding these error handlers to your backend automations, whether it's in N8N or make.com or Zapier, that's what sets beginner workflows apart from advanced workflows. It makes your automations more bulletproof, more robust, and it sets you apart as a professional. So you can see it ran through the remainder of the logic. If we go back to our leads table, we left off at record 113 right here. We can see that it started off with 114, Larson Plumbing and Heating, all the way down through 158. And if we scroll over, we can see all of their details. So with the business phone, additional phone numbers, if there's any additional contact information available, we scraped those contacts as well. This business had 5 contacts available. So we got their name, we got their job title, right? Director of Trade Sales. We got this guy, Director of Regional Operations. That's a big one. Phone, email, LinkedIn, all that information. It's beautiful. And if we go back to our scrape queue table, we can see that plumbing for Cache County is now in the done status. So it no longer appears right here in this pending view right here. It makes it so that we stay neat, clean, and organized, and we don't get bogged down with old records. Move them out of view. That's why I love working with Airtable. And the same goes for campaign requests too. So you can see my campaign requests, I have 0 right now because I successfully ran the plumbing in Utah for this amount of leads. The last thing I want to note about this build is the AI prompts table. This is where we're storing all of our AI prompts because we don't want to have to go locate any backend automation in make.com to update the prompt if we need to in the future. The whole goal of automation is to make sure that my life is as easy as possible, the user, right? I don't want to be hopping in between 3 or 4 different tools every time I need to do a process or perform a task, right? I want ideally one centralized location. In this case, it's Airtable, where I can log into and interact and push some buttons, and then the backend automations are taken care of. If I need to make any modifications, again, I'm staying within Airtable. If I need to update one of these AI prompts, I can update it right here, modify it, and then the next time the automation runs, the new updated prompt is going to be pulled into the part 1 automation in make.com. I didn't even have to go locate that automation in make.com to modify the prompt there, right? I'm just doing everything inside of this Airtable base. And building out your AI automation solutions in this way, using that principle of one single source of truth, that's also another indicator that sets beginners apart from the pros. I'll have the blueprint files for you guys down below. And if you're serious about making money in the AI space and riding out this huge wave, then I would recommend coming over and joining us in AWA and AWAPRO. I teach you guys how to fish here inside of the classroom, how to start your AI agency. I get you going with all the resources and tools that you need, shaving off months of your time, walking you through the exact roadmap that I follow. So I actually actually do this outside of the community. I'm actually going out and landing clients myself and fulfilling projects. These projects that we're building for clients usually range anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000. And inside of the template library, you can actually take these existing templates that I already have built out for you. You just need to plug it into your organizations and modify it to your clients' needs. You can take them, run with it, and sell them in the real world for thousands of dollars a pop. Or if you want to go the route for this example, right, AI receptionists, they're one of the coolest things on the market in the AI space right now. You can sell these AI receptionists for $300, $400, maybe $500 every single month, and that's recurring revenue. You can also use that pricing model for some of these templates, for some of these AI solutions. It's really cool stuff. Anyway, if you're serious about starting your AI agency, making money in the AI space, then Automate What Academy Pro is where you need to be. I'll have the link to AWA Pro down in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this template. The full tutorial is available in the Pro community. If you want just the blueprint files, that's also found inside of the free community. So yes, I have stuff inside of my free community as well, Automate What Academy. I'll see you guys inside.